What's up, Ponders? Today I'm doing an unboxing, demo, and setup of Lil Jack Carver right here, so let's get started. So right here is my second prop for this year and probably the last one I'll begin. This is Little Jack Carver. He looks pretty cool. You can see him there on the box. He has this pumpkin on top that kind of pops up. Pretty sure most of you see it, but he's a pretty cool animatronic. He's a replacement my dad bought me for breaking my rusty guy back here. So it's sad he's broken, but at least I have a new guy, which is really cool. So let's get this guy open. Alright, and also before we open him, if you're wondering on price, I live in Canada, so he retails for $210 here in Canada, minus the coupon, of course, which I think today might be the last day you can actually use it, because after this they'll probably change the coupon. But let's get into opening him up. So pretty small box, but it does look like there's a lot of cool stuff in here. First, let's just get these out of the way. We got some arm foams or leg foams, I'm not fully sure. They do this little cut in it, which I like, so they bend more easier. And next up, might be easiest to take out the head right here, which this looks pretty big. This guy I've never actually seen in person because he's not in the display. So it's pretty cool how big his head, or how big his head is right here. And it does light up. If you look in there, you can see there's like a little LED strip on there. Alright, so it does look like he has some zip ties holding him down, so we just gotta cut these. Now we can get out what looks to be his mechanism and upper body, and now we can actually see his head, which, that actually looks creepy. He's supposed to be like a zombie, I think. That is really creepy though. Look at that mouth and the eyes. And then he has his arms right here. Then his mech right here has like the spring-loaded stuff. So pretty cool. And next up, we have what looks to be the instructions and the clothing for him. So right here are the instructions, which I do not know how complicated instructions are, but yeah, the setup doesn't look too complicated. There's a bit of a setup, but definitely not the worst ones I've had to set up. Then in here, we've got what looks to be his clothing. This looks like his arms and shirt right here. You can see it's like a nice farm design. It does look like there's like little things splattered on there, give it like an older, more like roughed look. So I like that they decided to add that. And we've got this piece right here, which is for something. And we've got what looks to be his legs. Just this kind of like gray color, but also has a little straw at the bottom. Right here we got two knee pads, I think, or shoulder ones. But we got two of those. And finally, we got some other stuff in here that is zip tied down, so we're gonna have to cut it. But we got what looks to be his control box. So let's get that open here. And there we go. We got the control box and an adapter right in here. Let's see what type of adapter he uses. So it doesn't seem to have a label on this, but at the bottom, 6-volt adapter. So if you need a replacement adapter, he uses 6-volt. We got his control box, which pretty simple to every other control box Spirit has. And now the final thing in the box is his base right here, which feels pretty heavy, honestly, probably to help him weigh down. But that's it for the unboxing. Let's get him set up. Alright, so now let's get into the setup for this guy, which I haven't seen any videos on this yet, so I'm not too familiar with the setup, but let's do it. So first, got the base, of course, which we're just going to put up here so you can see it better. And then we have this piece right here that's just kind of to help his body stay up and everything. Then what we're going to need to do is grab his head and mech and everything, and that goes right on top, right up here. And it just kind of locks into place on that. Then we're going to get his pumpkin head right here, which, let's look at that again, because that's creepy. And this we're going to put on top of his head up here, which, there we go. It's partially covering his head right now. But now we got to get on his clothing right here, which this just slides underneath the bottom, it looks like. Alright, and also for his legs right here, we're going to want to put in these leg foams right here to kind of give the leg some form. And there we go. We got the leg foams and the legs on him right there. And now we want to attach the control box, which is right over here, onto a little nail that's in the back of him right here. And we're going to want to connect the wires all over here into place. Alright, and now that we have attached all the wires, we're going to want to put on his shirt and arms right here. That does open up so we can easily put it on. Looks like we just throw it on so the front is open here. Alright, and now the next step for setting him up is to connect the shirt and the pants together and kind of pull this little strap up over his shoulders to help this little piece go up. So let's do that. Alright, so now that we got all the clothing attached and everything, now the last step is to plug him in, so let's get to the demo. Alright, so there was the demo of him, and here he is all set up. This guy is actually really cool. He's definitely bigger than I thought he would be in person, which I like when animatronics are like that. But yeah, he's definitely really cool. You can see his whole head lights up even when he's not activated, which I like. I do notice there's a couple of like little chips on the paint or whatever, but I guess because it kind of looks like there's like little cracks in the pumpkin, which does add a nice spooky effect, so I don't really care about that. But yeah, we do have like his arms holding his head up right here. They're not really posable. I do want to adjust it just a little bit. It looks a little bit weird in that arm. That arm looks pretty good. But then his sensor actually looks really well. I tested him upstairs and everything. His sensor can sense from probably close to like 10 feet back. So for my haunted house, definitely won't be needing a step pad for him, which I love an animatronics like that. And he looked pretty cool as well. Like if we just try and look at his face right there, it is such a creepy face. His audio is also pretty good too. And his clothes and everything looks pretty nice too. Definitely a great prop. Definitely worth the price, I would say. And yeah, overall, pretty cool animatronic for me. I'd probably say a good 8 out of 10. One of the best ones this year. And he'll definitely be a good jump scare for the haunted house. So with all that said, that is it for today's video, everyone. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe. I'm doing daily uploads all the way until December 31st, or at least until Halloween. We're getting really close to 1,000 subscribers, so if you can subscribe and get us to that milestone, it'd be really, really nice. But yeah, it's really fun boxing this guy. It's probably going to be my last animatronic box of the season, or maybe I'll get something else when all the sales start in October. But definitely a cool prop and a great one from Spirit this year that I personally would recommend. It's a great one, but there's also a whole bunch of other great props. But that is it. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.